Alright everybody, Baron here, and my god, it has been a while. Some of you guys might be, curious, hey, Baron, where have you been? Why aren't you playing War Thunder anymore? Did you quit YouTube? Well, I started a new channel, really went hard on it. As of February, I celebrated the 1 million subscriber milestone. It's been pretty awesome. But, that's part of the reason why I stopped was, I had an idea. I wanted to pursue it. I wanted to build something, and I wanted to, achieve and learn and become better and do more, which I think is just part of the human experience. But I understand. I Irish goodbye'd on this channel, and an Irish goodbye is when you just leave the party. You leave the pub. You pay your tab, but you leave the pub, and everyone's like, hey, where'd he go? And then they go back to their merry way. You don't make a fuss out of it. You don't, but then there's the uncertainty as to why. But I'm happy I did it, I think. And that's what I want to discuss with you guys today. I just want to show you, you can kind of see in the background now, like what my team and I have been working on. I've built up a team, and this is just kind of like a proof of concept of what one of the projects that I want to work on, because one of the reasons I fell in love with War Thunder was, the historical context, and just being, an amateur military history nerd and a fan. It was fun to kind of play as those vehicles, So what we're trying to create is a really interesting, approach to creating some quality historical animated and illustrated content on YouTube. I'm going to show you some of the interesting bits from some of the videos that we've been working on, and these are still proof of concept. This is not where we want to be. We're continually pushing the envelope, trying to make them better, more illustrations, more stuff that's just like, hey. And we've called it Epic Battles for now. We're trying to move from basically vehicle and weapon showcases and move more into stories and people. So here it is. Let me know what you guys think, and if you guys want to see more, let me know. Anyway, if you guys are still around, thanks for sticking around. And you know what? It's going to be my duty to make sure it was worth it for you guys. So enjoy. Let me know your thoughts.
Welcome to Epic Battles. We're history enthusiasts, storytellers, and animators that make history come alive. We focus on data infographics, compelling illustration, and historical footage to spark the imagination of the past. If you hit the subscribe button below, you can expect epic history, epic animation, epic battles every week. Let us know what content you'd like to see in future videos. Subscribe now, and we'll see you in the next video.
It was the summer of 1944, and deep in the Eastern Front, a wounded Red Army launched a series of operations to strike back at the German Wehrmacht. In a series of 3 weeks, from June 23rd to July 13th, the Red Army launched Secret Operation Bag Ration, which aimed to destroy the Army Group Center, which was the name of the two German army groups fighting on the Eastern Front in occupied Belorussia, and the Lvov-Sandomierz offensive, which was an effort to force the German troops from Ukraine and eastern Poland. After brutal fighting lasting more than a month, the Russians retook the Ukrainian city of Lvov and set its sights on Sandomierz, a Nazi-occupied town in South Poland. With the Red Army taking ground and seeming unstoppable, Josef Harp, a German general, needed backup. Soon, under his command, the Red Army had to face death itself in the form of the feared 501st Heavy Tank Battalion, equipped with 20 Tiger IIs and 20 Panzer IV tanks, and the 16th German Tank Division having around 100 tanks, which mostly consisted of Panthers. The Red Army's 6th Tank Corps was tasked with going head-to-head in a cold-blooded carnivorous cage match against them, armed with 29 T-34-76s, 14 T-34-85s, 1 JS-1, and 11 JS-2 tanks. The German tanks totaled up to 140, of which 70 were heavy tanks, while the Russians had only 55 total tanks, 12 being heavy tanks. It was a true underdog story. But of those 12, The 11 JS2 tanks were armed with a weapon so powerful that it would go down as a legend. The tank would go on to be used until the modern era. How would the JS2s and the 6th Tank Corps fare? Would they stand up to the dreaded Tiger and Panther tanks? How did the JS2 compare against these German Goliaths? You'll find out in this week's episode of Epic Battles, where we look at the JS2 tank.